Hope it works. Okay, we are filming, madam. Hello, Luna. So,
Hello. Oh,
can you introduce yourself? We want
my name.
age. Yeah, we
What do you
want,
want
you
myself
want
at?
age, like location, where you're from, kind of like spiritual inclinations, anything.
Spiritual inclinations.
Anything. Just
I have
intro. Quick intro.
Okay. My name is Luna Gardner. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm 19. No spiritual inclinations yet. I'm not opposed, but I haven't found anything that really fits.
Okay.
I'm not like Therese. I'm some Buddhist.
Okay, good. And so, how did you get into art? Like, when did you start, by the way?
Well, Therese always did a lot of art.
Who's Therese, by the way? Because you're speaking to Therese.
I have a big family. I have 3 sisters, and my sister was always the artist of the family. And I kind of did art. And then there was this cool art school where I live, and I applied and I got in. And I didn't think I really wanted to be an artist until I realized how much it sucked working other jobs and how much I'd rather be doing this. And then I started making clothes. And I think that's really where like I found myself as an artist, because I'm really tactile and I like creating and like touching and making like physical objects, not just drawing on a piece of paper. And yeah, it kind of just grew from there. And I started hand sewing. I did a lot. Like it would take me like 3 days to make a shirt or something, because I would hand sew every single little line. And then I got a sewing machine and kind of took off.
That's good. And so from that, do you see yourself doing this full time forever? Like, is that something that you're truly passionate about? Or?
I'm making no money from it, but I'm doing it full time right now.
So you're trying to make it like you're living.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really about the money, but I mean, I have rent, food I have to pay for. So it's like a little bit about the money, but I just enjoy doing it now. It's kind of a way to like decompress.
And do you wear most of the shit that you make in general?
I wear everything I make. Everything that's on my website I've worn.
Where do you live right now? You're in Dallas?
Yeah, I live in Deep Ellum in Dallas.
Nice.
But I think I'm moving to, I forget what city it's called, but it's somewhere, I think it's a few hours outside of LA. And I'm going to be moving there in August or September.
How long have you been doing it for?
I was probably like 16 and I'm 19 now. I think I was always artistically inclined. I think I was always really good at looking at something and being able to like recreate it. But I wasn't until I was older that I really found my own style, and like people do that's really their own is way more interesting than being able to recreate something perfectly. That's why I don't really like that. And that's why I never was really that into art, because I never felt like I had my own little niche, you know?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think art's really ugly. That's just an exact picture. I think art has evolved to like really taking a look at like the person who's doing the art and their perspective on what they're looking at. And that's kind of what I consider art, more than just being able to draw and recreate, you know? I guess what I value as art is like something that I would never think of, and that like I don't feel like anybody else could think of, and they could only think of it because it was in their own mind, personal to themselves, you know? So it's not really about like the time to me, which I admire, like people taking the dedication and looking at something and being like, damn, that took hours and hours and hours and hours of your time to do. But even more than that, I admire someone with a mind that can just like think of something brand new and out of the box.
I just think in today's age, it can be too easy to be considered an artist, you know, to consider yourself as an artist. Like, it's just, I think that there has to be a line. There has to be a line.
True. I hate people who are starting all these clothing companies with trash clothes that they designed on their iPad. No inspiration, no originality. They're not being genuine to themselves. They're thinking about what will other people want to buy.
Exactly.
And that's what I was kind of trying to take away from when I started my journal collection of my t-shirts. And the whole idea behind that was to like wake up in the morning and do a t-shirt on how I was feeling that day. But it's kind of strayed from that since I started doing it. That was the whole idea, is to take away the whole aspect of trying to make these clothes for anybody else and making them for like.
That's a cool idea. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, just like I don't know. I felt like every time I tried to do art, I was like, what are people going to want to buy? What is this appealing to? What crowd is my art attracting? And then by doing the journal t-shirts, it's just like, what is genuine to myself and my art?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like I know how personal it can get. Like you're telling me like you're gonna write your thoughts on a shirt. But that's your whole day. That's like your actual thoughts that came straight from your brain, Luna. And I'm spending money to keep that one item that will be that forever. Like nothing will change it because that's how you felt that one day. And there's only one of them. There's only one of that day. Only one of that shirts that I own.
And I hate writing. I'm super dyslexic, so I do not want to write. And I was like, you know what? I'll just make a T-shirt, and that will be like, I'll put a date on it, and that'll be my journal for that day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of sad. I kind of stopped doing it because I started making clothes, and then everybody's like, "Oh, I like this. This is fire." And then I make stuff more directed to that. I kind of want to go back to that. This conversation helped me. I'm going to start doing that again.
You should definitely go do your own shit. Because, hey, what is your vision about my website? Let's talk about that. What do you think about Pièce Unique? What's your
mostly what I think is cool is that you're actually doing something. You're not just one of those people who post on Instagram, support local artists, support local businesses. You're doing something to support that.
That's true.
Just a cool idea. I wish I kind of would have thought of something like that.
Hey, too late. But, no, you're right. I mean, I've been thinking I generally started this thing in 2017, so I'm amazed that no one actually started it in the time being. The Mitchie waited for me to do it. That was my goal, is to have a centralized environment where people are just willing to spend what they have, because auction based just allows the user to spend what he wants to on a specific garment.
What I think is really cool about your idea, that it gives the people that would never have an opportunity to get on some site like that an opportunity to do that.
Absolutely. I don't care who you are, and I really don't.
That's the cool part about your thing, because most places you have to have some sort of traction or following to get on somewhere like that.